Check, check, check. Can I get a microphone? Check, check, check. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Got some things to discuss today. So let's get right into what we got going on here. First, we got to do Oh, I got to share my screen, guys, obviously. How is everybody doing? Can you read me loud and clear? Welcome. Where's everybody from? Thank you, GMT2 Root Beer. I paid $62,000 for this. I'm down like 25, 30%. It's now worth like 44. I bought the top. So let's just get right into what's going on here today, guys. Let's go ahead and start off with Bitcoin. Obviously, this thing is just hanging about up here, which is a bearish formation, as this is a rising wedge pattern after a very strong move to the upside. It's also still at the peak top levels of the ascending channel that's been forming up here, right? So Bitcoin is just hanging on to these levels up here, of which it could see a spike up to 40K, of which I'm not doubting at all. I have been mentioning before that I'm maybe even considering a long here on Bitcoin for a short-term spike into 40K. Then I would be looking to exit in that 40 to 42K range for a potential short, and then a pullback to somewhere, some sort of baseline, right? It's either the midpoint or so of the actual channel, or maybe stocks dump and we come all the way back down to this part of the channel. Anybody's guess. Who fucking knows? That's why you use risk management and set a stop and then take profits along the way anytime you're trading. So as of right now, we're still just consolidating. Bulls are in full control. There's no doubt about that. We're not getting any sort of significant sell-offs as of yet. But it is in a rising wedge bearish pattern, of which it could spike to the upside briefly. But if we break down below this, that could easily start getting a little bit more panic selling and see price start dragging down to the downside. If we look at Ethereum, this is still looking like a very bullish revival breakout pattern. A revival breakout pattern is simply an ascending triangle breakout pattern that the lead in to that ascending triangle is a bearish move like this. And that's exactly what we have here. Now we have the ascending triangle formation. Now, is it going to break out to the upside of that? We don't know. It is bull flagging in another pennant formation as of right now, above the Jenner trend, which is a bullish sign, right? If it can hold this trend right here, this could easily turn into a breakout to the upside. But if it doesn't hold that trend, we're probably coming back down to some sort of baseline support, which could be the longer term support of this actual triangular pattern, which would be, somewhere around, we look at horizontal for confluence, maybe 1700 to 1800, then meet up down here around 1800, somewhere along those lines. I think it really has to do, is our stock's going to continually maintain this bullish trend? So let's go right into the NASDAQ here, all right? NASDAQ, of which I am currently short, but I have stops in place if we start breaking out above this little consolidation as of right now. So we look at what's going on with NASDAQ. We broke out above this channel right here, saw a huge, massive pump to the upside for the NASDAQ, but now we're starting to kind of lose steam here, right? We saw that breakout to the upside that completely failed. That's a shooting star bearish candle, then a big down day today, and now just still sitting under here. And we're still now below that previous high. So price is, as of right now, not closing above that previous high, which is essentially a bearish sign. Obviously, this day just started, so anything can happen. Stocks might rip today. We also have to factor in that Jonathan Powell, or Jerome Powell, is speaking tonight, which is definitely going to have a huge impact on the markets. We're probably going to see a lot of volatility into today whenever Jerome Powell speaks. Core PCE came out last night, which led to a dip in the price action of NASDAQ, but if we just look at some of these NASDAQ stocks, like NVIDIA had a big rollover, right? NVIDIA, double top up there, perfect double top on NVIDIA, rolling over big. Google also had a big sell-off. Apple still holding this bullish trend right here as of right now. Microsoft still hugely bullish on this trend right now, but it's obviously at a very, very extended level and is starting to create potentially some bearish divergences here, as we have the high here, new highs on price action, but not new highs on degenerate shift. So this is a bearish divergence forming on Microsoft, which would indicate that we're getting ready for a potential reversal here on Microsoft. Is my mic too low? Someone's saying the mic's too low. What do you guys think? Maybe you just turn your volume up. So that's kind of the situation on stocks, right? Tech stocks have just been making this massive run, which has been holding up the NASDAQ, S&P. But NASDAQ actually kind of took a back seat, and now we saw a massive rip on US 30, which I added to my short position throughout this massive spike of a candle. Now, if we can hold above this level, about 35.7, and also if we go back here to this peak right there at about 35.850, we need price action for the bulls needs to maintain closing prices for basically the next few days above those levels. And that would kind of indicate the potential for a flag here and then a continuation. But if we do see a reversal potentially on Jerome Powell this evening to get back above or back below 35.7 and close somewhere below there, that is a potential trap in play. And all the people who bought in here are now going to be in a little bit of a sticky situation. And also people who have been buying long down here, this is like the perfect chance to be locking in some gains on a huge extended candle up there. So if you're long, that would look like a beautiful candle be locking in profits, which would then potentially indicate some sort of short-term pullback in reversal on stocks. But if we consolidate here and break out above these levels, we could potentially just continue this trend and keep going on new highs. S&P 500, similar situation here. I am anticipating definitely the potential for a flag here to break out all-time highs, or not all-time highs, but recent highs over here, double top and trap, and then the reversal. So I do have a very, very tiny 0.25% position short, of which I'll continually DCA into that for the potential double top reversal on the S&P. Obviously, we're on a huge bender of a run right now, and we also have this previous peak right there. So anticipating a magnet basically into those levels, which I'll just add small positions to with a stop somewhere above that, anticipating a double top in that level, at least some sort of, 5% pullback to be able to lock in gains on. Am I looking for like a long-term short? No, I'm just in for one of these little cycles to the downside, right? Anytime you see a big spike to the upside on the S&P, there's always a pullback, whether it be spike to here, 2-3% pullback, spike to here, a 5% pullback, spike up here, like 10% pullback. There's always some sort of 5 to 10% pullback after these major runs that we're seeing. So that's all I'm trying to accomplish by getting short. I'm not calling out for a fucking full-blown meltdown here in the markets. Looking at some other ones, guys, US dollar get a nice big pump to the upside right here, okay? Bullish divergence formed up on the US dollar on degenerate trend, hugely oversold in the fear and greed indicator. So could easily, find some support here on the dollar. And if the dollar starts reversing back up, that's definitely going to coincide and influence the U.S. stock market pulling back to the downside. And if U.S. stocks start pulling back to the downside, I definitely think that could reduce some of the confidence in this bullish trend on Bitcoin and Ethereum, which could then potentially cause the move to the downside on Bitcoin after this big run, of which right now it's consolidating, right? It's still bullish, but it is in a rising wedge bearish pattern. But it doesn't matter if it's in a pattern that's pre-breakdown or breakout. Anything can happen in the pre-setup of a formation. Nothing is confirmed until it's actually broken down these levels and then confirmed. Then it's like, okay, yes, that is a confirmed rising wedge breakdown. As of right now, this could easily pop up to 40, 42K. We don't know. Looking at XRP, I know a lot of people love to get the analysis on XRP. XRP is actually my biggest crypto position, but XRP is also the most worthless crypto position I have, unfortunately. Because clearly nobody fucking cares about them winning the SEC case. Because look at the price action. The price action is the truth. Price is the truth above all else, guys. And clearly no one gives a flying fuck about the XRP case, right? Because there's no new buyers. Everyone who was already in and hodling. So once this came out, there wasn't an influx of new buyers. It's all the fucking retards that love XRP. They didn't buy more. They just kept hodling, and that's why there's no buying pressure on XRP. Okay. So as of right now, XRP will not do anything at all unless Bitcoin and Ethereum do something. Clearly, it never decoupled from Bitcoin and Ethereum to go on a run. In fact, it decoupled in the opposite direction. Bitcoin and Ethereum went on epic runs while XRP sat like a little fucking disabled old man in a wheelchair. That's what XRP did. So that's what's going on with XRP, unfortunately. But I do have a small portfolio in all of these meta gaming coins. I have about 12 coins. I'm up about 200 to 250% on a lot of these coins. S Fund being one of them. We bought the dip down here. It's now on an epic bender. We're in Mana. We're in VRA. We're in PYR. We got down into near the lows here. Ape is one that I'm about break even on Ape now. What else did we get into? We got into Illuvium at very, very low prices. We got into Illuvium back down here at about 40, 45, and now we're up at about 100. So a lot of these gaming coins that we bought in about 4 months ago, if you haven't watched that YouTube video, I made a YouTube video basically once the Apple Vision Pro came out saying, okay, Apple is in on the metaverse, essentially, which is the largest company in the world. So that is going to be a game changer in the fact of that is a company that could actually take metaverse at scale and maybe make the public actually use it in some sort of way. None of these tiny little fucking gaming coins are going to do anything significant. They all don't have the proper funding. None of them have real fucking gaming companies behind them. They're all just a bunch of fucking crypto bro losers looking for a money grab. For the most part. Yeah, there's some games that look kind of cool, but like realistically, have you tried playing these games? No, because they're all going to be fucking stupid. All right. They're not real games. They're just money grab loot bins for people trying to buy coins and get rich off of, which is fine. We can utilize that. But in the sense of a real game that anybody actually wants to play, I wouldn't count on any of these companies pulling through with something fucking useful, to be quite honest. Other than that, guys, not really any new positions going on. I still have a small swing in FitFi. We got in last week down here, rode this thing up. I sold 50% near the highs. I almost got stopped out on the last 50%, but I'm still long. It is in a bull flag as of right now on FitFi. So if Ethereum and Bitcoin did, in fact, break out of this recent consolidation, FitFi is probably going to have another big run, potentially up towards our profit target, about 60% above where we bought into that level. GPT, still consolidating. I did get stopped out of this on GPT. We got in early down here. I sold 25% position off the table just to ensure some gains. And then unfortunately on this big single day liquidation candle, that was also my stop getting triggered down here on the 75% remaining. So it was probably about break even or so on the GPT trade because I only sold 25% profit and then this came back down. But as of right now, you know, it is still consolidating back down at degenerate trend support, which could then easily find support here and break the flag and then rip back up towards that profit target level. But other than that, I don't really have any new trades going on. Still just kind of watching the The NASDAQ, S&P 500, US 30. What's going to happen at these levels? You know, JP coming in guns blazing today. We'll see what happens on his call. US 30, huge fucking run, huge fucking squeeze, right? As soon as that broke out above this level right here, all this, there was a bunch of people probably with stop loss levels right above these levels that all got stopped out. I would imagine most of this candle is shorts getting liquidated, of which, you know, I could easily get liquidated on this short as well. I'm not too far off from my stop, but I did add into this candle. So we'll see what happens. That's just, you know, the way of the game. Sometimes you get stopped out in your trades. And then sometimes when you're shorting into that, it's scary because you're like, fuck, things are ripping. There's all-time highs. We're fucking going to all-time highs. Let's fuck go. And then next thing you know, the all-time highs or the breakout that you thought was happening is actually the reversal. And this happened several times. Similar setup back here, right? When we broke out, if we look at this channel on US 30 right here, and it's a similar setup, right? Everyone's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh fuck, we're breaking out. Oh no, we're breaking out above this highs. Oh no, we're going to retest all-time highs here, guys. Breaking out above this right here, breaking out above these highs, and then one last fuck you before coming back down and then reversing all the way down here. But then consolidated and then eventually broke out. So typically, a lot of times that initial test and breakout turns into a trap and then gets some sort of reversal. And this is all you need, right? You don't need a fucking full-blown meltdown collapse to make money. You need a short-term trap, reversal, lock in gains on the way down, adjust your stop into profits on the way down as well. And that's all you need to do as a trader. It's not looking, the moment you start going for, man, if I could just catch one of these moves, that's what I need to be. The moment you start catching, trying to see a move like this in the future, you can't predict that. When you see it, you're like, fuck, why didn't I just hold through the whole thing? It's because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. So then once you see this, you're like, okay, well, it just keeps going. I'm going to buy right here. I'm going to buy this dip because it's probably just going to keep doing that same trend. And then people buy this dip thinking that this is going to happen again. And then it breaks all-time highs for a brief second here. And they're like, all right, I was making the right fucking decision. That was good. Good fucking job. Trap. Reversal. So whatever you think, whatever just happened it's too late. That move just happened, and the likelihood of that same exact thing happening again is very, very low. That's what we call a cycle, which then is associated and followed up by some sort of reversal and a shift in trend and a shift in price behavior. So that's the problem when you see something like this. You're like, man, why didn't I just fucking do this? Then you find out like, all right, it just keeps going. Next dip, I'm going to buy, and it's going to do it again. Wrong. That's when a reversal typically comes, and then you get stopped out, and then now your head's even more fucked because everything you did is now wrong, right? So this is the game of trading, okay? It's very difficult. Trading is not easy by any means necessary. Trading is a very, very difficult game. 98% of people that try to do this eventually blow up their accounts and fail. So it's extremely difficult to become that 2% who find any sort of consistency in this game long term and have the ability to actually survive. Which brings me to none other than Hydra Funding, where you can get access up to $1 million in capital. Why can't I spell right now? Jeez Louise, Kim. I couldn't even spell it right. Oh my God, guys. Oh, that's our checkout page. Essentially, what Hydra Funding is allows you to have access to pro-level capital to earn pro-level profits up to $1 million in capital. It is a game changer due to the fact that if, let's say you have $10,000 and you want to invest $10,000 in trading, if you do it on a normal broker, you're going to invest that $10,000, deposit it all, then you just risked that entire $10,000. With Hydra Funding, you can access to upwards of $1 million. Let's just say, for example, you want $100,000, and all you got to do is deposit $629. And what that does is allows you access to a demo account so you can actually start learning and use trading to see if you actually even fucking can do this or not, of which you're probably going to blow this account up. You're probably going to lose that $629, just being honest, 98% chance that you're going to fail. But what it did do is allows you that you do have money on the line. So it's not essentially fully paper trading. You do have some risk involved because if you blow up, you just lost your $629, right? If you go and do a demo account with nothing on the line, you don't buy anything, you just do it for free. There's no emotions involved in the game. It doesn't matter if you lose it because you didn't put anything up front. So what this does is allows you to risk only $629 instead of risking your entire bag. It allows you to go into a learning environment where you still have risk on the line and allows you to learn in an environment that's actually caters to your ability to succeed overall. Then eventually, however many times it takes you to succeed, you can get access to $100,000. Now to earn that same, let's say you had a $10,000 account at another broker, you would have to earn 100% ROI on that $10,000 to make $10,000. Earning 100%, doubling your fucking account is next to impossible without doing some stupid shit that puts you at risk of losing everything. If you have access to $100,000 in capital, all you got to do is earn a 10% profit to earn that same $10,000, right? So there's a big fucking difference than trying to be conservative and just earning 10%, which is feasible, as opposed to depositing $10,000, using a bunch of leverage, and trying to double that account, which is very, very risky. And it also contributes to that 98% failure rate because nobody knows how to manage risk. So at hydro funding, one, you're forced to use proper risk management because you can only lose 5,000 or 5% in a day or $6,000 overall, and then you blow up your account. So that forces you to take very small positions and actually proper size positions. Whereas if you're on your own, it's the Wild West. You can trade as big as you want, in which most people do, and then they blow up their account. So hydro funding, there is a 10% coupon when you go to the website. There's a little pop-up that you can get access to that. It's a game changer when it comes to a learning environment for people to actually trade. There's also crypto, Forex, and stocks all at the same broker. So I'm doing most of my challenges right now. I'm actually taking 2 $1 million challenges. I just filmed a YouTube video showing me past the 100K challenge. That should be out maybe next week. And I'm also taking 2 $1 million challenges. So I'll have $2 million in capital to trade with if I pass, right? There's a possibility I don't pass the challenge. That's just the way of trading. You know, I am also not a perfect trader. There is the potential for me to lose 6%, right? Because I can't lose on the $1 million. I can't lose 60,000 or go into overall drawdown of 60K, which would be losing 60% of $1 million. That's possible for me to do. But the beautiful thing about it, rather than me risking everything I have, which I have about $1.3 million in my trading accounts, when I do that, that $1.3 million is at risk. To get a $1 million account, you can pay $56.99 to get access to that $1 million. And if you lose it all, you only lose $5,600, right? As opposed to $60,000 if you lost 60K at your normal broker. So it's a game changer for one to learn, and also a game changer to be able to trade a much higher capital. And when you can trade much higher capital, you can take much smaller bets that you can enable you to sleep at night because you're not going to sleep knowing that if you lose on this trade with your small account, you're betting 30% of your account. If you lose that 30%, the snowball effect happens and you just death spiral and blow it all up. So this allows you to properly manage the risk of an account because you have access to a lot more capital. That's how hedge funds operate. Hedge funds don't go for fucking flipping their accounts. Hedge funds don't try to flip their fucking accounts because they know that's stupid. What they do is grab other people's money, trade $1 billion, and go for 15% on the year, which is what, like $150 million or some shit? That's a lot of fucking money. But due to the fact that they have all this capital, they can take very small bets and safe bets within a proper risk management mode and do it much more successfully because there's less emotions involved when you're taking those smaller bets. So that is the deal with hydro funding. Someone asked if it's a regulated broker. We just partnered with Think Markets. That is our new broker. So yeah, they're pretty solid. I'm trading with them now. So, anyways, guys, you got any Q&A that you would like to discuss here before we close this out? I have another meeting here in 5 minutes that I gotta get to, but let me know if we have any Q&A here before we wrap this up. Can we trade futures? I mean, essentially, you can trade CFDs like S&P 500, NASDAQ, Japanese 225, German 40, gold, silver, oil, the VIX, the US dollar. Pretty much everything under the sun. What's your question, RC? Can we discuss risk management? Never bet more than 2%. Simple as that. And even 2% is too much. More like 1.5 to 1.5%. Marco wants 50K for free and 50K max loss. I got you. Let's do this. Good deal. Good freaking deal. I like it. Hydra is not a broker, so there is no regulation for Hydra. We are partnered with Think Markets, which is a regulated entity. Okay, so as far as the front end, we're just kind of the marketing partner for the actual introduction into the challenges. If you get funded, you then move basically everything over to Think Markets, of which we are just the affiliated partner with that. We're not a broker. We're just providing the access to challenges to take. Once you're funded, you're then basically pushed off to an account with the funding side, which is through Think Markets. Do you have hope for XRP? The only hope for XRP is for Bitcoin to go on a bull run. That is the only hope. If Bitcoin will not go on a bull run, XRP will stay worthless. Learning proper position sizing is my biggest challenge. It's very simple. If you have $10,000 in your account and you only want to risk 2%, what is that? $200. So that means if you're going to risk max 2% per trade, you can only lose 2%, which is $200 on a given trade. So whatever your entry is, the entry price of whatever asset, in order to calculate your position size, you have to say, okay, my entry is at $10. My stop loss is $8. So in order to enter at $10, my stop loss is at $8. If $8 is hit, I can only lose $200 because that's 2%. So you have to calculate that risk based on your stop loss. The only things that matter is your entry and your stop loss. Cam, can you trade stocks as well with Hydra funding? Yes, you can trade a bunch. I think we have like over 100 stocks. No low cap fucking fruity tooty bullshit. It's just, you know, the big caps: Tesla, Apple, Google, Facebook, Meta, Netflix. Can you explain the correlation from US bond yields in stocks? I cannot. I don't know shit about economics, but I've never needed to. All I need to understand is price action. Price is the truth. Typically, if I get too deep into the economic situation, you then build a thesis about what you think stocks or crypto should do. Like, well, the economy is so good, the market's going to go up. Or the economy looks like it's so bad, the market's going to go down. And then you get married to this idea of what you think should be happening based on whoever's saying what on the internet, based on data and opinions and the economy as a whole. And then all of a sudden, price action does something completely different, right? So price action is the truth. Price is the only thing that matters. If you want to know what is happening and what the market thinks, you look at price, right? And you can react to price. You can't predict price, but you can react to it. So all I try to do is react to what price is trying to tell me, because price is the truth. Price is what's happening. Opinions aren't what's happening. Data isn't what's happening. Price is what's happening. Do you have any books outside of your own courses you would recommend? Yes. The Wolf Principles, the greatest book of all time. My book is coming out, hopefully Sunday or Monday, maybe Wednesday, maybe next Friday, sometime in the next 3 to 10 days. But anyways, guys, I got another meeting going on right now. Thanks for tuning in. My new book, Wolf Principles, should be out within the next 3 to 10 days, as I just said, plus 2 brand new courses, plus our brand new Discord Wolf Alerts, where you get all my Wolf Alerts, all my trade alerts, buys and sells, and all my things that I'm watching in real time. In addition, we're having a new product called the Inner Circle Wolf Den, which will be a weekly meeting with me and other individuals of our community who want to truly level up. And this is your basically weekly AMA with me, where I actually go in. What I want to do is look at your guys' trading behavior, look at your stats, and say, okay, look at what you're doing wrong here. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? What you should be doing is this. You're risking too much. What is your position sizing? Everything under the sun, to really go into your guys' details, not necessarily go into all my stuff, but I want to see what you're doing and see how we can correct that. Okay, so that is what the Inner Circle will be. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all of you for supporting me throughout this journey, and hopefully I can help you guys provide some value along the way. Anyways, guys.